Most people chase wealth trying to pick the absolute best investment. That one next big things everyone's talking about. But true, lasting wealth, it's not about just buying the right asset. No, lasting wealth comes from buying the right things in the right sequence. The order matters far more than you realize. Because if you skip crucial steps, your investments don't just stagnate, they wither. They stay pitifully small. Your financial risks soar, and you'll just find yourself running harder on that same exhausting treadmill, stuck in place. So today, we're revealing the exact wealth-building order you need to follow. What to prioritize first, what comes second, and what absolutely needs to be third. Plus, the one category of purchases people consistently make that keeps them broke for years. All right, let's start with priority number one. The most important purchase you can make is buying time. Forget stocks. Forget crypto. Your smartest investment, it's buying back your time. Because building real wealth, it isn't about one genius move, okay? It's about those consistent, often boring actions that relentlessly compound for years. A true compounding, the kind that actually builds a future, demands one critical thing: uninterrupted, focused time. If your day feels like a constant fire drill of errands, chores, and unexpected expenses, you're not just busy, you're stuck. You're trapped in constant financial maintenance mode. Zero growth, no progress. So the first thing you absolutely need to buy isn't an investment. It's simply more time. Here's a brutal truth you probably don't want to hear. Broke people use money to buy status. Gopli, middle-class people, they chase comfort, instant gratification. Smart people don't just spend money. They weaponize it for a massive advantage. And the single most powerful advantage you can buy. It's your time. Buddy, someone who gets just 2-3 hours of truly focused work in per day for a year will completely outperform the person who's just busy for 5 years. Buying back your time means making small tactical purchases that ruthlessly eliminate friction. We're talking meal prep, grocery delivery, automating your bills, unsubscribing from those time-sinking apps and constant notifications, and bundling all your errands into one ridiculously efficient trip. Most people call these wastes of money. They're dead wrong. This is exactly how you start buying back massive chunks of your life. Friend, time isn't just hours passing. It's the one irreplaceable resource that multiplies every other asset you own. Got 1 hour a day? That's barely enough to survive. You're just trying to keep from drowning. 2 hours? You might start to improve, but it's a long shot. 3 hours, and now you can genuinely start building something substantial. 4 hours or more, that's where you start compounding aggressively. That's how real wealth is built. Now, for the brutal truth, if you truly can't carve out 10 to 15 hours every week to build your future, you don't need a better investment strategy, period. No, you need to buy your time back first. So, once you've reclaimed that time, what do you actually do with it? Next, you absolutely must invest in yourself. Learn a high-income skill, something that truly skyrockets your earning potential. Because once you've reclaimed your time, you've unlocked your most valuable asset, your attention. Your attention. All right, let's talk about the ugly truth, the one most people conveniently overlook because it's anything but glamorous. But first, buckle up. I'm about to drop a brutal, uncomfortable truth you absolutely need to hear. Investing alone doesn't create wealth. All it does is multiply what you already have. If your starting point is zero or practically zero, there's absolutely nothing to multiply. A 10% return on $1,000, that's just $100. Not exactly life-changing money, is it? And this, right here, is precisely where most people completely sabotage themselves once they finally reclaim their time. You get a little financial breathing room, and what's the first thing everyone tells you to do? Jump into stocks, real estate, or passive income. They pour all their energy into investments they have absolutely no business touching, not yet anyway. The result? Their next big purchase doesn't build wealth. It just drains what little they've accumulated. Here's what you should be investing in: income expansion. I'm talking about building skills that directly boost how much money you can earn, per hour, per week, whatever. This is exactly why most people never genuinely get rich. They're stuck in the small numbers game, obsessing over pennies instead of scaling their income. Think that new gadget is an asset? No, that's just spending. Your real focus needs to be on income expansion. That means building skills that directly boost your hourly earning power. This is precisely why most people never get truly rich. They fall right into the small numbers trap. They try to build a portfolio while barely making an average salary, paying rent and scrambling just to live. So their investments are $100 here, $200 there, maybe $500 on a good month. and wonder why nothing ever feels like it's actually working. The brutal truth is, it is working, but on an incredibly tiny scale. Enough small talk. Here's the brutal truth. You must invest in your ability to create serious surplus cash, because that surplus is the only thing that actually turns into real wealth. Before we continue, do you owe me a favor and hit the subscribe button? It really helps the channel. That leads us directly to the high-income skill. So, what does buying a high-income skill even look like? You literally have to purchase it. You literally have to purchase it. We're talking specialized courses, expert mentors, the right tools, software, even damn books, or paid projects that force you to practice and get damn good. What you're truly buying is repetition, true competence, and undeniable ability. Here's the kicker. A true high-income skill always has 3 key properties. Here's the undeniable truth. Your income is directly tied to the revenue you generate. Plain and simple. The closer you are to the money, the more you get paid. Think sales, performance marketing, client acquisition, deal making. These aren't just roles, they're direct pipelines to profit. Every single one of these puts you squarely where the cash flows in. Now, for the second game changer, your income can explode, and not because you're clocking more hours. Forget the time clock. You're paid for the outcome, for the value you deliver, not just the hours you put in. And third, for an added advantage, these specific skills are always in massive demand. So, considering those income characteristics, let's talk about the third crucial pillar for truly building wealth. This third pillar, it's entirely focused on effective distribution. Let's be blunt, there are 2 types of broke people. When it comes to getting ahead, you'll find 2 types, those without skills and those with skills nobody knows about. And the second group, that's the real gut punch. They're genuinely talented, but completely invisible, and that stings. Forget talent. In the real world, talent alone won't pay the bills. Access, that's what puts money in your pocket. So, what does accesses even mean? It's building a machine that brings opportunities directly to you on autopilot instead of you constantly chasing them down. Alright, so how do you actually build this kind of system for yourself? Maybe it's a YouTube channel, bringing new eyes to your work automatically every single day. Or perhaps a newsletter, steadily building trust and authority with your audience over time. It could be social media, where you consistently deliver valuable skills and insights to your followers. And yes, it could absolutely be paid ads strategically funneling customers directly to your offers. Your marketing can be an always-on engine, pulling in targeted leads around the clock. Distribution is your automated client getting machine. It finds you the right people consistently, without fail. But here's the game changer. Real distribution doesn't just get you clients. It gives you insane pricing power. When nobody knows who you are, you're desperate. You're scavenging for scraps. Terrified of losing that measly deal. But with solid distribution, you flip the script. You call the shots. You charge what you're truly worth because now you have options. You don't need every client. Just the ones who see your value and are ready to pay for it. Get those first 3 pillars locked in, and the rest, it falls into place like clockwork. Because once you master your time, develop a high-income skill, and nail your distribution, you simply become unstoppable. Forget aiming for average. You're about to reach a financial level most people never even dream of. Stop guessing with your future. Your next huge financial move isn't luck. It's a calculated decision. You've heard it 1,000 times. You can achieve anything you want in life if you just put your mind to it. So why isn't everyone living their dream life then? Why do you still feel stuck? The problem isn't your potential. I promise you that. It's the ancient, worthless advice you've been fed. That try-harder mentality. Chasing your goals with that old mindset is like trying to build a skyscraper with a rusty shovel. You need the right tools, the right strategy. I'm Tony, and I'm here to rip up your old playbook and hand you a blueprint for success that actually undeniably works. Are you sick of that crushing feeling of being overwhelmed, of setting big goals only to watch them crumble weeks later? Forget the fluffy manifesting and empty positive thinking. This isn't magic. This is cold, hard neuroscience. Hacking your brain for inevitable success? We're going to dive deep into the wiring of your brain, how it decides if your goal is just a hopeful wish or an undeniable command. No academic jargon, no motivational fluff. These are practical, battle-tested steps you can implement today to start seeing actual, concrete results. So, are you done wishing? Are you ready to stop settling and finally build the life you don't just deserve but demand? Forget everything else for a moment. Let's talk about the 4th critical thing you absolutely must do with your money, right? Stop treating your money like a suggestion. You need to invest in something that reliably pays you back. This isn't a one-off hit. This is the system that turns your initial effort into consistent, repeatable income. One build, endless returns. It just keeps paying you, getting stronger every single month. These aren't some secret handshake clubs. These income streams come in many forms, but they usually fit into a few distinct categories. First up, a productized service. Think editing, marketing, design, or even high-level consulting. Then, there's the agency model, clients on monthly retainers. Or the tried and true, a small business that sells something real every single day. And finally, the holy grail, a digital product that zeroes in and solves one painful problem for people. Or even a software tool people pay for every month. That's the sweet spot. The specific product? Honestly, it barely matters. What does matter is the brutal truth behind it. And that truth, you need income that's stable, predictable, and absolutely repeatable, non-negotiable. This is precisely why monthly payments aren't just good, they fundamentally change everything. When you know that cash is guaranteed next month, suddenly you can plan, you can hire, you can invest in tools and actually grow. But if your income is just random, then you stay scared. You never scale. Until you make this critical shift, you're always just trading your precious time for money. Even if you're the absolute best, you're capped by the hours in a day. That's just how it works. With a real recurring income system, your money finally breaks free. It's no longer chained to your time, because the system keeps selling, keeps delivering, and keeps repeating itself, even without you. Ditch the employee mindset. Start thinking like an owner. You don't just want to survive. You want significant money left over after all your bills are paid. That extra money, that's your investment. So high. Surplus isn't pocket change. It's what buys you real assets. That surplus, that's what buys your financial freedom. Want to get rich? Your first goal is building a system that reliably generates that surplus. A strong cash flow isn't optional. It's the only way to build the surplus that unlocks true wealth. The final step, buy ownership. Forget everything else. This is the final, crucial step before you truly build wealth. The aim is straightforward. Own assets that work for you. You know that step everyone tries first? You'll only get there after you build solid income streams. Then you address investing. And now it actually works. You're not just throwing tiny amounts at a wall, desperately hoping for a miracle. You've got genuine surplus now. And that surplus is your rocket fuel for exponential growth. This is the game changer. No more just making money. You start multiplying it. This is precisely how the truly wealthy operate. Forget just earning money. This is the moment you start making your money work for you. It's not about what you make. It's about what you build. Want to build genuine wealth? It happens through ownership. Ownership does something your job never will. It gives you the right to collect value from the economy without you actively lifting a finger. Own shares in a growing company? Guess what? You directly benefit. Property rents go up. As the owner, you benefit. Prices on the rise? For owners, that's not a threat. It's a bonus. Inflation doesn't just raise the cost of living, it inflates the revenue of everything you own. Let's get real. When rent skyrockets, who profits? Your landlord. When prices jump on everything else, who's making more? The business owner. Inflation isn't just about pricier groceries. It's actively pumping up the value of every asset, every business, everything that's owned. That's why asset owners sleep soundly during inflation, while the rest of us, the wage earners, feel like we're being slowly crushed. Yeah! Right to say. So, how do we stop feeling squeezed? Simple. Build an ownership strategy, a step-by-step plan for every dollar of your surplus cash. This isn't about chasing the next hot stock tip. It's about building a robust, layered portfolio, moving strategically from low risk to high growth. You want to build that stack? Good, because here's the brutal truth of how it's actually done. Forget savings. This is how you actually build serious wealth. Here's a common trap trying to pick the absolute best investment. Forget best. The real goal is to strategically stack ownership, from safest to most powerful. So, what's the blueprint? Here's the precise order. Kicking things off, broad index funds. Why? Because they hand you diversified ownership across the entire economy. This isn't a gamble on a single stock. You're literally buying the economic system itself. Next up, cash flow real estate. Crucially, and I mean crucially, only if the numbers actually work. The power move here? Real estate gives you inflation pass-through and serious leverage. But get it wrong, and it will absolutely punish you. Third, we're talking about owning a slice of a real business. Marquee broad market bets anymore. Now you're owning actual cash flow engines. That, of course, means bigger upside and bigger risk. And then, the ultimate move, outright buying businesses. This, without question, is the strongest form of ownership you can get. Gives you total control, consistent cash flow, pricing power, and undeniable leverage. Let's be clear, it's also the hardest path. And this, ultimately, is why most people crash and burn trying to build real wealth. Here's the problem. They're building everything in the wrong order. You're focused on growing your money, but you haven't even mastered consistently earning or saving it. You're trying to buy assets, but where's the surplus cash even coming from? You're trying to invest without any automated system consistently feeding your portfolio every single month. And here's the brutal truth. You don't get rich by making one perfect lucky move. You get rich by designing a system where every financial step makes the next step easier. So, what's your first real move? Look at your financial reality and be brutally honest. Where do you truly stand right now? Are you still just fighting to keep your head above water, financially speaking? Is your income still tied directly to your time? Stuck trying to get noticed? Unable to truly scale your impact? Is there no system generating wealth for you, even on autopilot? Or are you living in the ownership stage where money compounds without you lifting a finger? All right, I've laid it out. Now your turn. What's the one financial problem you're sick of? Or what's the next big win you're chasing down? Hit the comments and tell me. All right, that's the bottom line for today. Appreciate you sticking with me. Till next time. Demand more from your money. You've heard it. Pay yourself first. It's plastered everywhere. Good advice, sure. But are you actually doing it, or are you just saying it? Because the moment that paycheck hits, if your money isn't immediately moving into your future, you're doing it wrong.